Oh man, as you can see by the title, this is fun to get real spicy. Make sure you drop a like and watch this one all the way through. And hey, we hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. My beautiful patriots, my brothers and sisters around the world. We got a woke professor, y'all. Whoa, boy. And again, I wanted to send my love out to all you guys, and then I'm wishing the best, not only you guys' life, but your kids' life, man. As we've been covering what's been going on in these schools, the woke culture, I mean, it's just, and especially in these colleges, oh man. Let's go and jump into the video. I want to send a huge shout out to my brother Matthew for sending this over for me to check out and react to with you guys. So let's go and jump straight in. And again, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And this thing's gonna get real spicy. Oh boy. Let's go and jump in.
Aren't you insulting all the intelligent people here and the 80% of African Americans who are Democrats by claiming that the current Democratic Party has anything to do with that Dixiecrat party from 50 years ago that was trying to stop them from voting? Aren't you conflating the word Democrat with progressive? They have utterly nothing to do with each other. The current Democratic Party has absolutely none of those values from 50 years ago, and you're pretending that they are guilty of something. Aren't you trying to claim that Jesse Jackson is a dupe and shouldn't be supporting the Democratic Party because Abraham Lincoln was a Republican and freed the slaves?
The Democratic Party was the party of the Dixiecrats all the way through the 60s. And if what you say is true, that the blacks made a switch to their racial friends, it would appear that the black switch would have to come in the 70s and 80s, when blacks see these racists are now moving over there, so it makes sense for us to move over here. But in reality, blacks moved overwhelmingly to the Democratic Party in the 1930s. The black vote went from about 15% Democratic to about 70% Democratic within 4 years.
The places they could vote.
That's right, but
which was the North.
Also in the
Republican. Jackie Robinson was a Republican for darn good reason.
That's absolutely right. But here's what I'm getting at.
He wouldn't be today.
We can debate Jackie Robinson because it's always difficult to know what dead people would say. If Martin Luther King were alive today, Martin Luther King isn't alive today. Okay, but here's the point I'm getting at. The reason that blacks switched from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party had everything to do with the benefits of the New Deal and nothing to do with racism. In fact, yes, and in the South, too, blacks switched to the Democratic Party. It's not that blacks couldn't vote in the South. They said there were all kinds of barriers to black voting.
They couldn't vote.
Under FDR, blacks couldn't vote in the South at all. No blacks voted in the South.
Very, very few.
How many?
Absolutely.
How many?
I don't know.
Okay. I thought so. Look, there were all kinds of poll taxes and barriers imposed by the Democrats on the black vote until the Democrats realized that they could get the black vote by offering jobs, welfare, retirement programs. Are you telling me that FDR in the South was telling blacks who were voting for the Democrats, you can't vote? Not true. Not true. Blacks in the North and the South switched to the Democratic Party because of New Deal benefits. Many of them were very sad about doing it because they were leaving the party of emancipation and Lincoln and flinging themselves into the party of the Ku Klux Klan and the Dixiecrats who were in the South and were in the Democratic Party. Exactly. So what I'm saying is it was a Faustian bargain in which you get economic benefits and at the same time you're in bed with the racists and you're on your own team. And I'm saying that's American history. Now, whites began to switch to the Republican Party, but much later. Whites began to switch to the Republican Party in droves in the 70s and 80s. Now, here's the point. If you look at racial opinion in the South, and there's a voluminous body of data on this, as racism in the South dramatically declines, the Southern identification with the Republican Party begins to increase. There's an opposite track. Racism is declining in the South, and whites begin to move to the Republican Party. In fact, two scholars who've written a book about this trace that the least racist Southerners all became Republicans. That the poor white racist Democrat never became a Republican. He was a dug-in Democrat to the end of his days. So the Democratic Party remained the party of racism. And as the South became less agrarian, more prosperous, industry came to the South, the post-industrial society, the Republican appeal of equal opportunity, free markets, prosperity, appealed to Southerners. And that's why so what I'm getting at is that the progressives have sold the South on a guilt trip. Even this whole thing about, the Civil War was really about slavery and the South did slavery. Wait a minute. Again, the Northern Democrats protected slavery. The Civil War, the fight over slavery was between the Democratic Party, North and South, that protected it, and the Republican Party, which only was in the North, that opposed it. That's what that fight was about.
So he's trying to say that the Democratic Party protected slavery. They wanted it to continue. If it wasn't for the Republican Party, if it wasn't for Abe Lincoln, hey, black people would still be slaves. Hey, that's crazy. He's also trying to suggest that because the Democratic Party introduced all these incentives, black people kind of flocked in droves towards the Democratic Party. This is fascinating.
Which only was in the North, that opposed it. That's what that fight was about. It wasn't just, the North-South thing is now a disguise to hide the responsibility of a major political party that was the party of slavery for 100 years. True or false?
You gotta hand it to Dinesh, man. He definitely taught me something today. Nowadays, you have so many black people in America, so many black Americans voting Democrat. But of course, we do have a section of black people who do vote Republican, who do subscribe to Republican ideals and beliefs. So things seem to be changing right now. Of course, we have Candace Owens and we have all these black leaders within that Republican conservative movement who are stepping up and saying, look, I'm tired of Biden. I'm tired of the Democratic left. I'm tired of all of these policies that the Democratic Party seem to be implementing in order to keep black people down, because you hear about that all the time. Many people state that the welfare system is just destroying black people because instead of black people relying on themselves, they're now relying on the government. Today, a lot of black people don't even have faith in the Democratic Party anymore. A lot of black people don't even like Biden. A lot of people are not going to be voting for Biden in the next election. They believe he's an old guy. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's going senile. This was absolutely fascinating. I definitely learned a lot, for sure. But guys, let me just leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this.
Make some amazing points. A lot of things I was actually going to say, but I didn't even think. Again, because it's always kind of confusing when you guys send me stuff to check out and react to. If valid points are going to be made. And hit it right on the nail. But boy, what do y'all think of that? Oh, man. Boy. That tide is turning. That tide is turning, man. But again, I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. Especially your kids. Especially as they go through this life, as they go to school. You know, we're living in some dark times, man. Dark times, you guys. You know. And things that are being, shown and taught, and the woke culture and all that's it's real dark, man. And that's why I say I'm always wishing the best in all you guys' life, and especially your kids' life, man. At all stages of and ages of school, Now let me know what y'all think about this down below. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And again, y'all spread the love, man. Spread that love. We're living in some dark times. And I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.